Oh, maybe. Okay, cool. I think we're very good. Can never tell. Okay. I'm just gonna assume it's good and then continue from there. Okay, so that means I gotta welcome you guys as well as click all these things over here and over there. Okay, as well as this one. I'll get with you in just 1 sec. That's what this loading bar is, so I can have this little bit of time just to get everything, make sure everything's good. Okay, I think we're just about there. We're just about there. Good. Okay, yeah, I just need that buffer. If you knew, that's why. Oh, it's reiterate, because I never know. But, hello. Welcome, guys. I was gonna say it's been a bit, but it hasn't really been a bit, as it's been literally the same amount of time from last week. So, did I forget Discord? I think I linked it. Yeah, it should be there. Anything else from there? Want to be more specific on that? But yeah, welcome everyone. Hello, Commodore, and if Mason is still here, how you doing? Yeah, it's hard to get going, but once we at least get on to the second track, then we'll be good. It takes a couple minutes to like get back into swing of things really. So this is the aggro part, so stick with me. Yeah, I haven't really done anything much really with the I can fix chat. Hang on 1 sec. Hang on. And then maybe that'll work. We'll see if the chat works now. Thank you for that. I haven't really done anything since last time. Most have been on a weird stress roller coaster of different projects coming and going. So I know that I've been talking about Folly a lot. I'm sure you guys are tired of that too. Where Folly of Celestia is this giant 20-30 minute video that it's nearly done. We just had a weird hiccup like last week that they didn't get the right materials that only I had access to, so that was a bummer. So they could have been working on this this section 2 years ago, but they never really caught up with me, so that was really frustrating. That anyway, that's all weird drama with that, but no one else needs to know about that, as it's really nothing that can't be fixed now. So we're gonna continue with trying to finish the animation of it, but yeah, we just had that weird thing with that one person. So anyway, as well as getting emails from another person from a completely different project that I've had communication with 3 years ago or so, wanted me to work on the same project again, where we haven't really talked in like 2 or 3 years, and now they want me back on a team, and then now they want me to network my own people to get other animators onto it. So like right now it just seems like, from what I understand, like I'm the only person actually working on it. Or at least signed on to it at this point, so he wants me to network my people. So if you're an artist or animator and are free and want paid work, hopefully we'll see about that. We can negotiate with that. I guess let me know. However you think, you can contact me, and then I can get you into our team. We'll have more information if you want. But yeah, otherwise that's been what I've been doing. It's just been really setting everything up and noticing that I made somewhat of a mistake with that Folly one, but then seeing if I can get into more trouble with another project. So as well as doing the regular stuff of what I've already been working on with the movie, as well as these streams that have had to set a time, you know, away from to do with you. I'm doing this for you. So, yeah, for that drama. Okay, it's not bad. It's just like that's annoying stuff. So, hope you guys been doing well. Because I've been near levels of heart pounding, levels of being stressed out that can be very risky. It's definitely not bad, but it's just like much more than usual. VTuber stubbing. There you go. That's a solid life. Meanwhile, with this project that I want to zoom up, there we go. I've worked a little bit today, just getting this animation. I know from last time I said that I would fix it up a little bit. Where I know that last time we had like Rarity's pillow being layered behind her head when she sits. That's now fixed. So now the pillow is actually behind her. Now she's actually sitting on it, as well as fixing the timing of Sweetie Belle's jump is now after the pail kind of like already settles. So it's just a little bit more cleaner than what I had before. I'm trying to do it like speed running the animation last time, so on Thursday. It was pretty rough, but now it's pretty okay-ish. But there's still like a lot more to do. So maybe I should probably get into it promptly. Anything else? Let's see. Got 2 books to read in your red paper. Wow. Sorry, is it safe to assume you're... I never really figured it out. Are you actually in like a college, or is it like regular... I don't know what regular studying is. But it sounds like you have a winter break, so I'm wondering about that now. I never actually figured that out. Sorry about that. Okay, so what I need to do with this is, I guess, figure out... Well, I guess the next course of action is that they will take out their sticks with the marshmallows on it, and then they'll roast them, and then it can either be a nice, happy, fun time where they just roast marshmallows and then chop it and then they run into the tent, or we could add more comedy into it, and have like maybe one of them burn or something. Let me know what kind of situation you would want out of this, because this is still pretty much up in the air of what it could be. And that'll probably be the last thing that would be probably changeable, because I think this is the only thing like left. Rapid Bloom comes in and then splits the water out, and then it just becomes morning. So there's not much more to this story, but maybe like what happens at the campfire, we can figure that out. I think that'd be fun to figure out with you guys, just so I can have some participation a little bit, you know. Otherwise, I'm just talking nonsense for an hour, and that's not fun to me. I'm gonna change her mouth. Maybe she looks up and then she'll be happy. Come on. There we go. Okay. Are there really 9 people? Oh, I should check the other one and see. Wow. Okay. Hi guys. Yeah, I don't know how to reiterate that. Most of what I do with these particular live streams is to have some sort of communication with you guys. That most of this is mostly like fan based or crowdsourced in a way of how I animate them. These aren't like, this isn't like one of my main projects. This is like a short thing that this whole script was actually written by one of you guys, and then we kind of just altered it as we went along. So none of this is really all my idea. I'm just making it pretty much. So if you have any other ideas for this last bit of how what specifically they could do at a campfire with the marshmallows. All right. Oh, hello, Mason. Hi. It was up for a bit. Now it's 11 now. That was okay. It's more than usual, so thank you guys. Trying to make this as entertaining as possible, but it's not always easy. Okay, because usually this is... Animation is very technical. You have to like really be in the moment. Like, it's more like acting through stills. It's really sort of how that works. So it's not really making motions with the way that I'm doing. I'm not making, you know, a fluid motion. Like, I have to set up like each individual of that motion. So I have to like concentrate a little bit to be able to figure that out as I go. So just keep me going. Let me know. Okay. Let's see. It's maybe there is a part where I guess back here where rarity is supposed to like use your magic. Maybe I can either animate that in the meantime. I can make like, because pretty much everything levitates. So I can make that. How should I do that though? I could make it. This is where it gets tricky. So add a magic aura around it. Either I can make a new layer of the magic aura and be like a separate symbol on top, and then animate it independently to these keyframes that I have, or duplicate the pillow itself to make it a pillow that has in the side another layer that has the magic loop inside, and then it'll keep the translation without me having to edit all these keyframes. There's not too many keyframes, so it might be pretty easy. So I probably could do that. Okay, yeah. Or I can make it a long animation by making this long, and then I can animate the magic on top being its own symbol. So I could just draw this as like a base, maybe just like a circle, whatever, and then call this pillow magic. And then have this as a loop of a couple frames, and then I can turn it off and on, and then based on what the timing of this whole thing is, then I can turn it off and on at the same time. So that might work. Okay, got a plan. That's why I'm saying, like, this kind of flash animation can get very, very complicated very quickly when you want to do one particular thing. Once you already have like a bunch of systems in place, but now you want to add a system on top of it, and that's when it comes some kind of conflicts. So that's my thank you. Thank you guys. Yeah, it starts here too. I don't know who's been here longer. Not that that really matters or changes anything. But yeah, you both guys are great. You haven't been messing around or anything. Nothing, no tomfoolery or anything. Let's see how I can have this. Alright. So that'd be one frame, and then we can just do it again. Onion skin. Get this color, and then I'm gonna do a reverse frame. So I'm gonna draw it the opposite way of how these, as best as I can. The opposite of how these look. Color it in. Basically that, and then we just add more frames in between. So we draw what the shapes would be in the middle of, drawing in between these lines. So that'd be our in between, and we might draw how many in betweens you want out of that. I feel like I'm doing a Bob Ross tutorial now. So I can just kind of put as many in betweens as you want. That'd be really fun to have like a Bob Ross like animation tutorial. Yeah, we're just gonna put a nice little in between right here. Now you want to add like a breakdown right here, because that's when, you know, your character getting upset. Gotta break it down a little bit. Oh man. So what we got? And then we just got another breakdown right here. So it's gonna be in between here, but we wanna add the onion skin to be only just be the in between that we did there. Between the first and the third frame now. Well, what's the second frame is now the third frame as we're adding this in between here. We're probably gonna like do the opposite. Or use this frame on the opposite side, as it's pretty much the same shape, so we can just probably just put these over here and then reverse the frames and then put them back there and then see how that sort of works. Alright. So I could put it on 3s to make it seem pretty slow, but still, yeah. Wow, wow, wow. Just enough to say like, oh, it's fluid-ish enough. Could make this go over the tassel there. There we go. That works. Okay. So now, we can see if this is not timed out. So I have a keyboard shortcut for retiming these keys. So as long as everything's on loop, and then put this to 29. So this one's on 29, so like right here it says 29, and then if I click on 2 frames later it says 1. But if I highlight everything and press my magic button, you can see it changed a little bit. Now if I go to here, and now it says 31. So there you go. That just allows me to now say I want it to be turn on magic here, so get rid of it there. Retime it back to 1. Go forward a couple frames. Put this on 0% alpha. And then tween it. So then I'll turn on its alpha. So whoop, whoop, whoop. And then see about where we want to turn it off. So keyframe it there. Go a couple frames. And then delete there, but not really there, because we want it to keyframe it there. Alpha 0%, and then yips, off. So now, whoop, whoop. So that's 1. So now we gotta do her horn as well as her entire body, I guess? Sure. Why not? So, let's do that. So we'll just have to make another layer right on top. Basically do the same thing that we just did. Of adding 30 more, whoa, capitals. Horn, magic. Alright, so now I just gotta do the same thing again of drawing it. Which I can see where her horn shape is. I've also deleted it, so that's not good. So there's nothing I can actually click on there, so I have to go back. Undo. So now I want to make horn invisible. And now I can do there. There we go. Order events. Just so I can see like where horn is there. This is too thick of a brush. That's pretty good. Okay, so gotta draw whoopity whoops as best I can in a timely manner. Let's see where that. See what these colors are here. Or just copy paste it just so I can get the same colors again. Okay. So bop. Bop. Don't need that. Okay. Saved it automatically. It's good to save your stuff once in a while. Delete it. Onion skin. Find a color. Draw it again. Do the reverse. Find a part that's kind of whoopity whooped and then just draw it the opposite way. Every time I laugh, it wiggles my lines. Goes that way, and then that's to quickly go that way. I don't know what kind of lines you would call these, where these kind of sine waves, I guess. But it's gonna go with that. Okay, so I just gotta do a nice little in between here. We did our breakdown, or more of our keyframes. So we did our keyframe, Now we're going to do our in-between, and then we're probably going to do a breakdown. But maybe. Sometimes we don't. Especially if this will only be on for like a little bit. Doesn't need to be perfect of like a perfect loop or anything. Okay. Like we might be able to just tease it with just these couple. Yeah. Yeah, it works. You can see it's wibbling around. Doesn't have, you know, you don't have to have like every motion to have like 10 or 20 in-betweens. Like that's way too much. Especially with what I'm doing with my stuff, it's like that's usually overkill with the style of animation. I want to make this probably smaller because that's only really where her horn looks like, but I'm overshooted it with my drawing. So, but I can do the same thing. I've seen timing it out of whereabouts she would turn her horn magic on. Don't have to like reset it back to 1, but it makes more sense to me. Low alpha, turn on, so on, whoopity whoop, boop, and then it turns off right about here. And then we have some time, there. Alpha off, between, yep, off. Okay. So now we got, okay. So we did 2 out of 3. Problem is now that we have to make one for basically her entire body. So we have it where she floats up and then sits. So it's probably one of the shorter ones, but it's probably hopefully not too complicated, as probably around here we'll just have one minus the dupes, and then I would do the same thing. Maybe we might have to move it around a little bit, but do the same thing again. So this will be rarity. Alright, float magic. But when you sign on to the stream, you're like, ah man, can't wait to animate some rarity float magics. Alright, so now I just gotta do the same thing again. Probably make some slightly bubbly and big, because I know like her legs kind of move a bit. So probably best to keep it very large around there. So then it won't overlap, you know. Because around here, her legs kind of wiggle, and then she sits. So a lot to help with that. We'll have to have it be bigger. Because I could have had it like, you know, around here and make it perfect silhouette, but because I know what kind of action, and just to make it easier, I'm just gonna have it be larger than what it would be to be perfect around her. Okay, so I'll just do the opposite. So I can see here, and this be an opposite hump. Let's try that again. Okay. I've been doing this kind of lumpy magic a lot, so I kind of got used to just making these kind of waves around. It kind of follows around. It's not perfect, but it's just like gives the illusion somewhat, hopefully, that this makes sense, you know? So I'm just gonna nice little in between here again. Kind of just find the motion of it. The blue outline is the past, and then the green line is the future. So, no, the in between would just be usually like a straight line for a lot of this, so it's like trying to make it still feel like it's oops, I used the wrong fill brush. There we go. I can fill it in. There we go. Okay, let's put that over there. Put it on threes. It's probably more than 3, but whatever. Okay. So now, unfortunately, we'll have to keyframe this, but it should be fairly quick. I only spent a half hour on this. Who cares? Yeah, it's worth it, you know. It's a learning experience. Are you guys learning anything? Or is this like not even applicable to even what you guys do? I know the artists are, you know, just shaking their heads going like, I don't understand. The animators feel a lot of this pain. This is just so like, alright. Now just get it over. Get it over with. Well, alright. Yeah, it's either it's entertaining for some people or it's not, and then you just gotta roll with it that it's not quite always gonna be someone's applicableness, you know. That looks pretty good. Let's put the alpha back on here for 50. Yep. Here we go. Alright. How was that? I can play it a bit. Well, let me do stuff. That flash away. There we go. It is educational. It still teaches animation bits rather than, hopefully, applicable to your own work, hopefully. Yeah. Well, I'm using Animate. It's not Flash anymore. So here you go. But yeah, it's still technically Flash. Okay. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Yay. Alright. Okay. Let's see. I mean, it's probably use of all these tools. Yeah. I mean, it's like watching a video tutorial. It's like, you know, you don't watch a video tutorial to find out, like, I'm gonna make this particular thing that they make and then do it exactly. Because then you would just have, like, if you only did that, all you would have, like, in your folder is a bunch of, like, tutorial stuff that will be exactly what they made. So it's good to just, like, find, like, a specific thing than the entire scope of it. I feel that's easier. Like, I was trying to learn Blender, and it's like, I'm not gonna make exactly what you made, but it's like, oh, look, while you're doing that, you taught me different shortcuts or tools that I didn't know about or was able to use properly or didn't even know that existed. And it's like, wow, that could have saved me a whole bunch of time in this other project, but I found it in this one. So it's something that I didn't even know that I would learn in that one. Like I learned about edge loops and how to make different like the knife tools, a whole bunch of like different things in Blender. I'm still learning about, but it's like I try not to just make exactly like I'm not doing a follow along with them, but like just learning their small tips and tricks kind of a thing. But yeah, like I was watching a bunch of like, you know, years ago, like when in my college was doing a bunch of Linda learning stuff, because it was easier to just have that kind of online course to teach kids rather than the teachers. But it was still good that they had good courses for a lot of things, but it just always kind of felt like I'm only going to learn like maybe like 2 or 3 things out of the entire thing, you know, that actually be useful. So like if I actually went through the entire thing, I would probably only learn, I probably would know like 80% of it if it's something that like I watched a bunch of like Flash tutorials, but like, they were like CS3 Flash tutorials, you know, and it was like great, you know. A lot of this is outdated. Like I'm not gonna really use much of that, or if it's like a particular subject like lip sync, it's like there might be like one tidbit out of the entire thing rather than this is how you do this, you know, for the entire thing, which is good for like, I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. Marshmallow. But yeah, when I was trying to learn like something that I was completely alien to, like I didn't know anything about HTML or the other one to make things pretty. Like, I had no idea. Before I went to college, I had no concept of any of that. So, and then trying to learn some Lynda from that, it's like, I just probably failed that so hard that it was definitely not my strong suit to learn any coding or website making stuff. But yeah, I probably didn't get the best grade out of that just because I was not very good at it. But it was required for my college degree, so that wasn't the best time. If I could do it again, I probably would, you know, probably study more of basically everything. You know, I don't know what exactly, but like just figuring out like, okay, like I know that this is my weak subject. Like, what am I supposed to do? And it was hard. Here's a marshmallow stick for you. Probably make this shorter or get rid of it or something. There we go. But yeah. Find a way to learn or something. Learn how you like to learn is probably better than just studying nonstop or anything. Like if I'm more a visual or like hands-on kind of a guy, then I would learn more from that. What color is Sweetie Belle's magic? I'll use yellow for now, but someone can like quickly tell me what Sweetie Belle's magic color is, and I can get that in here. But yeah, so like school was hard of like, because it was always a mix of how it is presented. Like, is it, you know, someone up at a Sweetie Belle Marsh magic. Well, I guess it could be Marsh magic, and then I can recolor it. I can do that. That's also magi, so that's not going to be helpful. I'll probably make it white, and then I can recolor it. So you can see here I can go outside of it, tint it, and then I can say like you're green, you're saying, and then I can get whatever tint I want later on. But everything inside is white, so ha! So that can work like that. But yeah, with school it's like you're like assumed to like be able to just sit down and like listen to a teacher either talk or explain things, you know, for like half hour, an hour, while they're teaching you in a way that makes sense to them, you know? They'll never teach you in a way that doesn't really apply to them or is hard for them to understand the concept, you know? It's like, well, obviously when I teach it this way, then they'll understand it because either they understand it or it just makes sense that the way that they're presenting it. Hopefully. With good teachers, they'll probably explain it in multiple ways or different kinds of ways. Like, they always say, like, oh, I'm more of an auditory or oral learner. So, if they don't really, oh, thank you. If they don't really, like, go over it in that kind of special way, or, like, multiple ways to be able to accommodate for different learning styles, and start to then assume. Is that it? I reckon. There we go. Also, it's low opacity, so that's also probably why. But is that pretty close? But yeah. Let's see. I don't know what I was saying. It's just brambling. That'll be vector clip. Oh, cool. On DeviantArt. They're good. Let me do a nice little keyframe. That's what I'm doing. Let me back up because that's exactly what that one was. So yeah, if you had trouble in school, then that's understandable because I had trouble. Usually because they wouldn't always explain it in a way that I would actually understand. I'm more visual, so if I actually see something in action, then I'd be like, okay, like, that makes sense. But obviously, if it's something really small or something too far away, then you won't be able to exactly show it, or like, you know, I need to see like a Disney cartoon or something, people to understand it better. So like when we had like Bill Nye or Mythbusters in TV or in our classrooms, because I'm a 90s kid, we would have that and be like, oh, okay, yeah, I see that Bill Nye is saying it. It's like, okay, I believe him, kind of a thing. This is horrible what I did with these keyframes here. You have a favorite fandom OC? Oh, that's interesting. Let me stop talking about what I was talking about. That's fine. It's dancing. I'm not sure. I'm not 100% always up to date with the fandom. I feel like that's a big regret of, you know, the last decade, is that I wasn't up to date or knowledgeable or in the know of like most of what the fandom was creating. Like I was so focused on what I was making the whole time that I never really, you know, sat down and said, I'm gonna enjoy someone else's work. I never really just did that. So I feel really bad that I just never really had that impulse to like, I'm gonna watch someone else's stuff. I mean, I did obviously, but it wasn't like I'm gonna follow this person or like know what they're doing, you know, like follow every post that they do or anything. Never really became a fan of everyone. No one really. So it'd be impossible to really accurately say that, but yeah. That's why I kept more to like the fandom or like the unfandom stuff, like the canon stuff. So that's how Derpy Netters kind of came into my spotlight instead. So yeah. Okay. Now we got this. Yay! What are we gonna do with this? We're gonna animate it. We're gonna have Sweetie Belle maybe pull out 2 of them and then give it to Rarity and then they roast it. So, anything after that, if you guys wanna suggest anything while my throat gets drier, so I gotta wet it a bit. Alright. Let's make 2 of these. Now we got 2. There we go. It's that simple. Probably want to reset it to be different key. There we go. It's not out of sync. Oh, we're gonna be roasting these. Oh yeah. Don't roast your friends. It's mean. Okay. Alright. So I don't know where that came from. So let's find out what the haze going on. This haze. Get rid of that keyframe. Alright. So she's gonna go. Haha. So she's gotta present it. So she has to like back up. And then you're just gotta ease out of that. Backing up. So whoop. And then explode into happy, here's some marshmallows kind of a thing. And then we'll ease out of that. So why? It's as simple as kind of like small motions, but it still like carries. Like how many keyframes it is just like not very much. Gotta get rid of that. Like I even got rid of one just because it was unnecessary. Oh boy. Okay. So usually I go from like the body motions and then I do face stuff or like get your expressions. So if you're worried about that, you can be, but that I'm not focusing on their expressions right now. But no, that's gonna be what I do later. Or at least once I get the body somewhat set up, that then it makes sense more to be worried about the actual. Because if I just like winged this a lot, and then with the body motions, and then I did the mouth perfectly in time. Because like the head and body are like in separate timelines, it becomes impossible to do them at the same time. So you have to like do one, and then you gotta really yeah. It's hard to say more than that, but it's just like without getting more technical than probably that this whole stream has been. Oops. But the because I have the head as one unit, that then I can go inside and then move each part independently. Because it exists in its own practically like timeline, I can't really I can do both of them at the same time, but it just makes more sense for me to just animate one or the other. So as I got used to just moving the body first, and then worry about the face afterward. Yeah. How does that look? Boop. Yeah. All right. What talk about technical rather than having technical issues. Yeah, and that's why I got that screen with the technical issues. Didn't think I would need the hang on as much as I need. Can I? Ooh, all right. I just added something that I can at any point switch it to like rarity's color, whatever it'll be, blue, and then I can tween it, and then whoop. Yeah, cool. Of course, both of them now change. That's not cool. So, all right. Does that mean it'll carry? Yes. Okay. What do I have to do? I have to make this one become a separate instance. Yeah. Because these are... Because this one is going to change, but it has animation inside of it that requires it being a different thing. And it just makes sense because they're different anyway. But it also has to be passed on to Rarity, so then it might be easier for her to animate it as well. Oh boy. I know there's not much going on, or we haven't really done much, but it's still like a lot of thinking, and planning things out is half the battle. You measure twice and then cut once. Or other times you go, I cut it, but now it's like, it's still big enough that I could probably cut it again. That's kind of where it's going on. Hang on, it's good for instead of being able to go black screen or something. Yeah. There's still progress, but it still doesn't, from an outsider I guess, doesn't seem like, how much did we do? You know, this is 30 seconds. How much did we do today? 1,000, 2,000, about 2 seconds worth, you know? I suppose it's, most people think it's a little bit faster than this, but it's not. This is pretty fast, actually. There's a lot of back and forth and rechecking a bunch of things as you go. Horn. So I can reuse Rarity's horn magic and then see if I can recolor it to that tint of that. Might be able to still have it. Nope, I don't have it. Hang on. Can I type in that 195? No, it doesn't work. Okay. I need that one. What's this? Sweetie Bells. Yes. Sweetie Bells color is C4FBB0. Okay. And then tint that up. And then tint that advanced 0% alpha tween. Whatever. Whop. There we go. So, whop. That's always fun. I never really use unicorns in my cartoons. You would think I would use it more because it'd be easier to animate in a way. Compared to like a, whatever, Orf Pony or Pegasus, like they have to like pick things up, you know. They can't like just have anything just floating around like having them here, where Sweetable is literally levitating these sticks that now can now be passed without like if this was Derpy, like I would have her like fly over and then she'd be like up here and then like, you know, just kind of drop it down with her arm and then give it to Rarity at like Hoof's length and then they would have to touch and everything. So, but this is almost feels like cheating that I can just pick anything up with like magic and then it's fine. I even got that head up. I didn't even anticipate that that would happen. Whoop. And then it's like, wow, marshmallows, and then we need time to breathe and go look at that for a bit, and then Rarity will then take over the magic. It's not as Rarity's color, so I can tween it to be Rarity's magic. So I can find this color, tint it to this color, 100% off, tween. Yep, here we go. So we're still using the same art, but then we just changed the color of it. So there you go. And now, probably should not have that key there until it changes. And then we can have it float on over to the other side. And then we'll do an overshoot here where it goes past where it should go and then settles down. Whoop, whoop. There we go. Okay, and then we'll have Sweetie see that that's happening, and then we'll anticipate it going down by having it go up, and then this will fall. I hate that it doesn't always understand like what layer I'm on. Like it just changed to like Rarity's magic one when I wanted it to be the other one. But I haven't really changed anything, so it's like annoying. It's behind a barrel. Does that matter? I don't care. It's gotta be there. So whoop, whoop. Here we go. Okay. So now we'll hide this. Thanks for calling it cute. That's well, is there like a Latin term for like my mission, my purpose in life is just to make things cute. That's all I can do. I'm okay with that, but it's just like I've like owned it now, and it's like, yes, that is me. You know, like how people like are typecasted, like in movies. You know, like one actor will always be like certain type of role. It's like animators become like typecasted too in studios, I believe. Where if one animator, like the Brother Bear director, like he wasn't a director, you know, until then, he worked on Beauty and the Beast, and he worked on Beast. And it's like, oh, this guy, you know, the upper heads were like, this guy's good at animals. What if we put him in charge of an animal movie? And then he did all the bear stuff. It's like, great, you know? It's like, yeah. Oh, boy. Oh, no. I like the happy face, though. That's... I don't know. I don't know how to say it. I don't know. I like it. Yep, yep, yep. And then figure out her head, but not this. There's one keyframe off. Okay, we're almost there. not really. We're not even close to like finishing this, but we're close with this motion. This motion is taking a bit, but you know how it be. Or maybe it should be down here. So this arm would be more, not that way. Up there. So pop, 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 pop. Pop. And then, nope. Sometimes like modifying these keys, like you go too fast and it starts messing things up. Then we'll just add a nice ease out. I see you guys. I just gotta ease this out slightly. And again, the eyes and mouths and everything are not keyed in, so don't worry about that. There we go. Okay. Good. And then it disappear. Great. Okay. Oh boy. Now we're getting heated language debates. Probably need to add more time. Because that actually took longer timeline-wise than I thought. Because I thought it would end here where this ends here. Now we're going to add like another second and a half. And then a reset, but that's okay. Rarity, stop. Rarity needs more time. Get it up to 10. Go inside the head. And more time. Go to 10. Now. It's good. Okay. Sweetie Belle's eyes move because her head doesn't have enough time. So this is how it be. If I actually shortboarded this completely, then we'll be slightly annoyed to actually be doing that, but this is all pretty impromptu of how this was working. So, yeah. Okay. So this means that Rarity at this point needs to here turn her horn magic back on. So we'll grab it here. So basically that doesn't animate, so it's fine. So whoop. We'll go back out there. Whoop. Okay. Good. We're getting there. Yay. I like. I thought her arms being was really cute. Okay. Boop boop boop. It's not heated. Great. Okay, that's what I want to hear. You guys are just going back and forth on that. So around here. It's hard to know. Because Rarity is on a different timeline than the sticks, so I'm just having to imagine, you know, basically some timing of this, but I'm just gonna do a simple going backward a bit and then ease up. So there we go. Okay, and then they'll be looking at it, and then later they can walk back to the tent to probably like pick up their things. Maybe like what would happen? Maybe Rarity could like pick up everything and then they run back into the tent, and then that'd be the end of it, because then they go to sleep. So let's see though. Thanks for calling Toast Time though. Glad that actually counts, Sean. That's the only thing I've called it, so thanks for that. You're sticking on brand. Banter? Alrighty. I pressed F5. Let's not do that. Okay. We should be good. I think the rest of it will probably take much longer than what I really have time for. So I could probably just do the eye movements, and that'll probably be the end of this. I'll probably call it after that. Okay. So I'll just start with Sweetie Belle in. Luckily now, because everything's timed out, I can just worry about what I have in this timeline and then make sure that this internally works. It's hard. It's my brain. Did anyone like would trademark any of these things? Like the did anyone want to trademark toaster time? Or am I just weird that it's like, man, because it's like it's so perfect. It's like I want to keep it for myself or something, so no one else can use it. Ah, you guys are great though. I don't know. If you guys want to use toaster time, I guess you can use it, you know. I don't know. But you gotta have toasters in it, and you gotta like rant for like a half hour. That's how it works. Let's have her eyes not do that. Change my mind. You should still be like looking up. Just like barely. You should more in looking at rarity instead. And then here. Okay. Hard pressed if I never streamer uses toaster and end screens. You know, yeah. Like the first time that I used it, someone commented saying like, "Oh, this is you're ripping off," or "This reminds me of Purple Shep," I think it was, and I had to look that up, and I think it was some Minecraft thing. I still have no clue what that even means, but if it's something like that, let me know. Just because I don't really know what really that meant. By what they meant. That was like a couple years ago, so I don't even remember why I remember that. But yeah, that particular comment stuck with me. And it's just like so weird. It's like I've never heard of what you're talking about, so it's like, what even? How is this so much like this other thing that I've never heard of? You know. Let's see. Rarity looks up. And then what does she do? Let's see. Tap toaster time and you get a picture. Let's see. Holding at it. Time traveling toaster. Ooh, cool. Well, to be fair, it is based on the After Dark screensaver. So if anyone like uses something similar to that, then retroactively that'll be linked to me then, you know? Let's see. Gotta see more context of what's going on here. So I can see about here, where everything is. And then I can get her eyes to be in position. Don't worry about that mask. But yeah. It was directly referencing the After Dark screensaver from the, I want to say 90s. So I never really used it as a kid, but it's just like I was looking at different like in-screen things, you know, researching for that, and then can plot that, and it's like, oh, that's perfect, you know. It's like it's just so weird of like flying toasters with bread in it, and then the little flying pieces of toast, and it's just like, okay, you know, I could work with that, you know. Even if I didn't like modify it, like I could have derpy modified it to like make it like muffins or anything, but I kept it as toasters. So if anything, I could be like paying royalties to the creator of the After Dark maker toaster screensaver that I'm so desperately trying to pronounce. Okay. We think we're actually on time, so there we go. Hope you enjoyed that. From here, 1, 2, 3, 3.5 seconds worth. There you go. I'll be hard pressed to see anyone who can do 3 seconds in an hour of animation. Haha. If someone's slower, then you know, don't be mean to them or anything. It's just like, yeah. With the animation I'm doing with this kind of style, it lends itself to be pretty quick. I'm not really meticulously changing like every little bit of it. I'm literally just selecting everything and just shifting everything over and then backwards. Like there's not really much to that, and I've been doing that for 6 or 7 years. So I kind of got used to how that works. But we could play it, but then just know that they disappear. But that'd be the only thing. just because we haven't animated to that point yet. So we can play this a couple times and see where my button is. There we go. Oop. Okay. There we go. Okay. Boop boop. Yeah, but it's based on the art style. The art style is very clean and sharp and you know, like not shaded anything. It's just like flat shaded. So I've been trying to play around with like more stop motion-y style just because I like stop motion a lot. I played around with stop motion-y style like a couple years ago, maybe like 3 or so years ago, where I tried for like a couple episodes. I tried a more felt style. Like I had my Paper Mario style, and then I like added certain different textures onto it, and then that became nice looking, but at the same time my computer didn't have enough GPU, RAM, whatever, to process the textures that I was using. Bitmatted textures, like real pictures of textures, and then putting them on mask, and every part, like every leg and head and nose and hair, would have a different picture onto it with a high quality picture, and then masking it, so it had to like calculate a texture, put a mask on it, do it like 10 times for one character, put it on a different character. So it all just kind of like blew up and wasn't quite the best for my computer. But it was a good learning time for learning the animation style to make it simpler and trying to figure out how to make it more not as fluid, but at the same time still having that style of, well, what if it was actually like, you know, what if we have digital animation that was more like stop motion? What kind of aspects of stop motion make it seem like it's stop motion, or what makes it stop motion? Obviously, you know, capturing and real video and everything. But I could open that file if I remember what it's called. So I'll go to end screen, and then if I find it, I can show you some parts of that, maybe. I added a new graphics card like a while ago, so maybe so hopefully it should have more memory to be able to process anything. How do I do stop motion in 2D? I'll try to explain it if this loads up. I found it, so we'll see if this will answer it. So this is, looked like it was 2017, so about 3 years ago almost. This is a thumbnail, and then we can see this is everything. I would still use my Paper Mario stuff, but we can see like it's this in between transitional stage. I think the chat stopped, but anyway, it's this in between transitional stage between my Paper Mario and then my current style, where it's like it's using Paper Mario style puppets, but I modified them enough that they seem different. A lot of like drop shadows I felt like were really important for stop motion, as well as things being on twos, like everything here. You can see like all this timeline stuff of every black dot being every other frame. Everything's exposed for twice as long. Because I remember like when I was doing the I'll get rid of the chat if that's not working. Where is it? Okay. Because I remember like the time I was using either the double rainbow puppets or Paper Mario, which the Paper Mario was more more fluid, where it was more more tweens of everything. Everything was like perfectly classic tweens, so everything was on ones. Not much as secondary motion, just because I was not really known about that. But okay, you gotta go. Thank you. I can talk about this for like a little bit more, but it's just like finding out like the imperfections. Like this toadstool has keyframes where it jiggles around because something is on top of it. So like it goes on top and then it moves the toadstool around. this kind of stuff that I was doing, where to make it, that's kind of stuff that I was looking for, where playing around. This is more very experimental stuff that I was looking to do. I've only used this style like a couple times, as I was saying, like it was too expensive on my computer. But I can like break down this character that you can kind of see some small texture onto it, as well as these bunch of dots. Everything's in mask. So if I go inside of the skull, you can see it's this big square of a bitmap, where I eventually got so fed up with of like trying to do this over and over that I called this symbol "give up," just because I was so done with trying to figure out how to make this work. But it's just a picture. Either I scanned this in or I found it or something. I also put it into Photoshop and just took make it monochromatic and then added the tint to whatever the color of the pony was, and then putting that on there, as well as the hair having a whole bunch of dots masked on and different layers and different colors for different parts of it. So if they have different like the waiter has two different parts or different colors for his hair. So you got dark blue and light blue. So you need a lighter blue, and then a mask, and then a darker blue, and then a mask. So that's how I would like rearrange and like make things like that. But probably doing that was very hard. I don't know what kind of computer I was using at the time. I think I was even using my smaller not pen display tablet, so I wasn't able to see what I was drawing as I was using. I was using a pen tablet, but it was matte, so it had like a black screen. So I had to draw at a 90-degree angle to what I would see on the computer. But yeah, all the animation is, I think, mostly on 2s. But yeah, I was just like trying to figure out like if this were filmed on camera, or like if I had to like do this frame per frame, what would happen? And then you go across and it's like, well, if things are on top of each other, you wouldn't be able to just have it be perfectly still. So I found like these imperfections, and like as it goes, like things are moving around and jittering around a little bit. Like someone who's like not a professional like animating it. But yeah, I don't know why we got on this, but it's just like yeah, this kind of style where it's kind of my first attempt of like more stop motion-y style of what led into what I'm doing now, where this kind of animation of not making it perfect with the kind of motions, but just trying to get most of the either emotions or poses and speeds and actions and all that. So let's focus on not as much focus on like actual getting every part to be secondary motioned in and having things being you know, having a head that actually rotates, but more so like just getting the bare essentials of what not because it'd be like quicker, but just like to experiment and to like to make it more unique in some way, as well as trying to find like more my my preferred style. So like I knew that I liked this style, but I needed to tweak it in a way that would be more possible with the computer, as well as just being a little bit different. And then the movie came out, I think at probably the same year as when this came out. And then I was like, I like that style in the young, whatever her name is, or purple bad lady in the movie that does good. She had a backstory song where to use characters very similar to this. And then I had combine everything together to make these stop motion-y, clean, very simple style, but still apparently gets the job done and people like it, so thank you for that. Because that makes it simpler in my end, that I don't have to worry about making everything exactly show accurate or very complex animation style, that it's clean enough that it's like not, you know, it's not Adult Swim kind of sketchy, like, you know, 3 a.m. drawing a picture, but like it's refined, but it's still clean and simple. So Anyway, let's go to here. Thank you. If you're still watching, the next stream will be on Thursday. Let me get some water real quick. Okay. On Thursday, at the same time. We'll see if we can finish the next stream. I was thinking of trying to... I thought I would, like, at the end of this, have something left over to fix, but I think we're pretty good. Like last time, I was, like, halfway through, like, a motion that wasn't quite there. That then I fixed for this time, and I showed you that. So, I think we're pretty good. So then next time, it'll just be whatever else is left. Yeah. And then we can see, like, after, probably after Thursday's stream, we can figure out whether we should continue with. Because otherwise we'll have this project for, you know, over 2 months. So, we can probably vote to see if you want to move on to something else, and I can finish this in the background or whenever I have time. Because I know just watching this for 2 months is probably boring. So, let's see. Nuclear motion. Oh yeah, I did do some small clay motion stuff, but not too drastic or anything. Mostly just as a kid. I saw that answer now. Okay. Boopity boop. Stay out from the Britannia. Rules of channel. We rule the waves. Cool. Okay. Well, that's not propaganda. I don't know what you're talking about. Alrighty. I kind of did my what's going on speech at the beginning, so it's not much more to say on that, but just like, again, if you're interested in the, okay, good. If you're interested in the secret project that I'm weirdly keeping a secret, message me whatever way you want. If you need help with that, let me know. Wait. I guess one way would be, I guess, maybe like an at me on Twitter or something, or I don't know how else. Maybe make a YouTube comment on this. I don't know what would be easier for you guys. But yeah, let me know if you're an artist or animator, because we're trying to get a band together for this project. If you don't like the project, then you're free to leave. You know, and you don't have to be. Once you say, like, yeah, I want to work on this, or like, what is it? You know, you don't have to be committed to it. But it'd be nice if you did, because then you might. That sounds dumb. It's like, oh, you get to work with me. It's like, nah, that's stupid to say. That's not the reason you want to work. That shouldn't be. But it might be fun because it might boss you around. But yeah, no, don't come in for that reason. But you want to do a good job of whatever task is, be it a storyboarder, background maker. I haven't talked to. It's not my project. It's someone else's. So I ought to be clear with that. It's none of my idea. I was just brought on board, drew a couple emails to like be a part of it. So right now we're just looking for more people, so then we can divvy the work up, you know, at the start rather than I'm having to do everything. So it'd be nice to lessen my load if you want to help. Yeah, because I'm at the tail end of the bigger project with the Folly project. I'm just waiting to finish that, and then I can focus more on the other project, the new project that I've been working on. Not really at all since 3 years ago. Anyway, but yeah, I think that's about it for that. Hopefully the Folly project will be in some sort of state by next month. Or by April is about when we want to be done, but some of the factors that I discussed at the top of this were I kind of made somewhat of a boo-boo where I could have gave someone assets, you know, like a year ago for them to work on it, but the director and everyone else wasn't quite, you know, paying attention to that person in a way, or at least keeping track to see like where they were and keeping up to date with them to know about it. So what they have to do left is twice as much as what they've been doing over 2 years. And if we want to get it done in a month, then it's going to be really tight, as well as if we have to have them edit as well, it's going to be yeah. So I've been told not to stress about it, but I've been so unstressed about it that I made that sort of error with that. So and I've been feeling bad about it, that I could have done better or pay attention to what's going on. But with the outside forces saying like don't worry about it, then I've been actually been so conditioned that I haven't been paying attention that I could have helped them, but I didn't. So anyway, I'm sad, but I'll be good. It was just like it's like the final kick, you know. It's just like we're so close that we're like our small animation team. It's like we could have been all done at the same time and had a nice party, but if the person that we're supposed to give the assets to actually animate to, like, we're trying to give them the storyboard to animate to, but now they gotta animate like 12 minutes while they worked 4 minutes over 2 years. So obviously off and on, but it's like that's why it's a little bit rude that for that kind of situation. But in the meantime, we'll finish the rest of the shots as timely as we can. You know, that's as much as we can really do at this point. It's just focus again only on my part and divvy up the rest of the duties onto the other animators in the team, and then see if we can come together. I'm a little bit doubtful, but if the other animator, you know, works super hard, then it might be possible. But that's where I have my doubts about it. But it should be fine. Like, because I've been working on this project since probably again around 2017. I did a lot of things in 2017, but yeah, it's just weird that this is sort of how we're ending it with this kind of last hurrah. It's like, well, all right. We'll see. Otherwise, yeah. The rest of it would be the movie. It's not as much progress, but from last time, so there's not much to talk about that. But I'm working on another project, sort of like a side project, just to get better at Blender. Trying to do like a basic modeling thing. So hope to show that fun thing maybe next month. Maybe I think it'll be fun. Do a little crossover thing with what I'm doing. Keep it a secret. Shush. Yeah. I'm just, you know, a little depressed about it, but with the volley thing, but hopefully this campfire project will also get done. Everything's gonna get done. It's just, you know, I just kick myself about it, about the volley project, but I'll wrap it up. So anyway, this is what Toaster Talk is all about. I spill all of my feelings, so now you know. Okay, so thank you again. Sorry that it's weird ending where everything's going on. I've just been so overstressed that it's just like I want to focus on like only like certain projects at the same time. That when new things come in, it's like I want to still sort of focus on the other thing, but if the director of the other one doesn't quite understand in a way that I'm already fairly booked, that he's kind of like super softly persuading me to do a bunch of stuff that it's like I can do it, but it's just like I really can't. It's very complicated. It's just as complicated as what I was trying to explain with the animation. There we go, full circle. Wahoo! Alright. Yeah. So, if you enjoyed this stream, thank you. If you're new, I have way too many other streams. You can VOD to your heart's content for like, probably have enough for like several weeks or something if you watch all of them. But yeah, I think that's about it. Until then, thank you, and then next time we'll continue with this campfire project, and then we'll decide whether to continue with it, even though there's probably like 2 more streams out of this, but if it becomes even longer than that, then want to probably like see if we can refocus or do something else, so that I don't get fatigued of watching this for way too long. But I think it's about it. So thank you again. Find a button. Thank you. Bye bye.